What's going on, family? What's going on? Kwam Yasharal. Kwam. I think I'm saying that right. Kwam Yasharal. All right, family. Peace and blessings, grace and peace. Hello, hello. Good evening. Shalom, salama. I'm doing all this moving and y'all don't even see me. I'm just doing all types of just. And I'm like, what is wrong with my? And I had to look up. Okay. Shalom, salama, kwam yasharala, peace and blessings, grace and peace, family. Come on in the room. This is a very important subject I want to talk about this evening. I'm gonna let everybody get in here and we can get started. Um, I was gonna do it tomorrow, but I saw Shonda had something, so I didn't want to get in her way. So I said, let me go ahead and do this tonight. Um, like I said, Shonda's doing something I think at 10 o'clock tomorrow or 9:30. So I didn't want to get in her way. Um, so I said, let me go ahead and or better yet, pulled everybody and we trying to figure out who want to watch you. I try my best not to do that. I try my best because I care about my community. But with that being said, I decided to say, okay, I can do this tonight. This is something that is that we can kind of touch on. So right now, I want to talk about first. Let me say, let me do my shout out. Shout out. Matt Yahoo, Shirley Greer, Redeemed of the King, Mike Baker, what's up? Garth, what's up? Matt Yahoo, Randy B, come on in the house. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Let me give y'all a second. So before I start talking about the subject, I'm gonna just have a little conversation so I can let people come in. So like I'm on, how they do talk shows, be like, let's talk about others, little intros and then go into it. Y'all know how I am. Um, y'all, let me tell y'all something. While I wait for everybody to get in, we get started. Um, guess what I did today, y'all? Guess what I did? Guess what I did today? And I had a good time doing it. And then once I get about 50 people in here, we can get started. So share, like, subscribe, get 50 people in here at a minimum. Share this video. Skydive. I wish I would. Skydive. Let's let that be known. I'm afraid of going to the top of the Empire State Building. I hadn't done it. Every time I go to take a nap. No, don't ever get a chance to take a nap, Saints. I don't know when was the last time I took a nap. I drove around Virginia and listened to 90s music. What did I listen to? I had a good first. I listened to no, I did not bungee jumps. No, sis, no, not gonna bungee jump. Afraid of heights. But what's so crazy is I'm gonna tell y'all what I was listening to. I will get on a plane at the drop of a dime. I love a plane. I like to drive on one end, but a plane ride blesses my soul because I'm here in one city, 2 hours later, I'm in another city. Bam. I ain't got to worry about trying to find stops, going to get gas. So, but I don't like heights. So like going to heights and I'm just standing there like they have a tour in New York where you can go to like the top, I think the top of the Empire State Building, and I'm not gonna do that. Not no, you know what I listen to? Y'all gonna laugh at me. I'm finna take y'all back. I'm finna take y'all back. I listen to High Five. You gotta be a 90s kid to understand who High Five is. Now listen to this. Y'all remember this? Y'all. Y'all remember that song? Oh, this is actually I had the song Never Should Have Let You Go. I had that song on my playlist on my you know how you go Apple and play Apple Music and then you run across something and when you run across it, you just like I'm gonna stay right here for a good 10 minutes. Y'all Baby, I drove around all around Virginia. First, I was listening to D'Angelo. Most people, I like music. I'm a music geek. You don't count, Garth. You was born in 89. Bless your heart, I was born in 76. Yes. So, yes. So, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I was in a mood today. I see it. I got off from work. I was like, because if y'all know me, I work from home. I'm at home all day. All day. I was born in 1976, y'all. So I was an 80s kid to my heart. I'm 44 years old. I know I don't look it. I know. I'm just joking. But I'd be in the house all day working. So I got done with my last meeting today, and I said, my dog does not have any food first. Um, I don't have any food. I haven't eaten all day because I've not had an appetite, and not because I'm sick. Just been a busy day. I said, I'm gonna go get me some little Chick-fil-A. I'm real country. I said Chick-fil-A, and I said, I'm gonna go get my dog some food. So I cut my playlist on while I was sick because I was eating in the parking lot because I was thinking about the show the show tonight, and I was in a car and I was like, because in fact I was talking to Ruhama first. Y'all pray for Ruhama. Ruhama is under the weather right now. She's doing better though. So I was talking to her today and I said, you know what, Ruhama, I want to go live tonight. I said, I've done so many segments with people and the brothers and all that. I said, I haven't done something just for me and the community. And I wanted to just do something just me and the community. I said, but I don't know, because y'all know back in the day, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm getting back into it. Y'all know I used to do news a lot. I would talk about news a whole lot about a year ago. That's all I talked about. And then I started getting into the more of the, well, I was doing a little bit of both. I was doing the historical DNA stuff with people, have panels. So I was doing a little bit of both, but I spent a lot of time with news because it was a lot going on at that time. Y'all laughing at me. And we had like the we had a lot going on. We was in the middle of the lockdown. We're seeing a lot of Black people being killed on television. It was a lot. So that's all I did was news stuff. So I've gotten away from it. And I said, I said, I'm going back for a little bit to what I used to do a lot. Because this is where I have a discussion and conversation with my peeps in the chat. So I was sitting in a car and I said, I wanted to talk about something that's not being discussed right now. And I saw the report a couple of days ago about the van lifer lady. I forgot her name. I gotta go find it. What was her name? What is the van lifer? Hold on. Her name is, what is her name? Wait a minute, y'all. Y'all remember her name? What's her name? Hold on. I had her. Y'all know me. Was it yeah, Angie Love. I heard about what happened to Kroger. That's the next thing. I'm gonna tell y'all about that too. That part of it. So is it who what is the hold on, y'all? What was her name? And no. What's the lady name that got killed by her boyfriend? Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Gabby, what is it? Petition? Is that how you pronounce her name? Y'all know I'm finna tat it up. Well, the young lady Gabby. Um, and I can't believe it slipped my mind her name. Y'all, it's been a busy week, so bear with me. I noticed the news coverage for her, and it was just missing. Um, that's all they talked about was her. And I saw another report talking about what about the Black kids? Do we get this much coverage? Do they get this much coverage when pet? Let me see. Thank you, Lynn. Pet tattoo, huh? Pet Tattoo. Hold on, y'all. I'm saying it wrong. Am I saying it right? I'm finna tear it up, y'all. Tattoo? I think that's what you're saying. Um, she the coverage that they gave her, they don't give to our community. Um, and we have a tendency to kind of when our kids come up missing, you know, they kind of don't think too much of it. Well, I was talking to Ruhamai had gotten off the phone. I kind of drove around a little bit, and that's when I was vibing and listening to music because I have to have a peaceful place sometimes just to think. And I thought about them. I said, I'm gonna do a show about them because the picture popped up. And so that was the gist of my day. I said, well, I'm gonna do a live on that today because I want to talk about it. And I know you all have I said that right. PT2. I'm finna say, hold on. Let me say y'all, I'm messing her name up. Hold on. We finna hold on. I thought I was saying it right. I said it right, didn't I? We're gonna talk about it. So they had her name spelled wrong on this thing because they had it like it was another way. But back on my let me get back on subject. Because the way they had it spelled, when I was looking at it, it was like Pettion. But when I looked right here, it was spelled different. So it does look like Petetu. I hope I'm saying it right. All right, so back to my subject. So after I got done, I drove around and I was listening to music, and y'all, it took me to a place when I was 19, when I was listening to all that music. I mean, I drove around, and at first I was contemplating if I was going to do something tonight. I was just talking, like I said, to Ruma, and then I talked to a couple of other people, and I said, I might do something tonight. And then came home, got me some was started straightening up a little bit, and said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I was gonna do it, like I said, tomorrow, but like I said, when I saw that Ashonda was doing something, I said, well, I'll go ahead and do it tonight. So here we go. We're gonna talk about this. Yeah, I heard this, y'all. This bothers me right here. They said the DMV has the most missing Black women in the US, tens of thousands. Yeah, that concerns me because I live out here now. Gotta be careful. I saw some strange man today act like he had something on his foot. And as I was walking past him, he kind of kept walking, and then saw him turn around and stand there for a minute. Y'all, I was finna fight. I was one sister that if he wanted to put hands on, it was gonna be a battle. It was finna be a battle. But yeah, I heard that a lot of that happens here. This is why I tell kids, my daughter, to be careful and where she's going with large groups, and she does pretty good with that. But with that being said, I listened to my music, and then earlier today, my mom called me and said that it was a shooting in Memphis. Memphis, y'all know I'm from Memphis, and I live in Virginia now, but I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And there was a shooting in Kroger, the Kroger in Collierville. If you know anything about Collierville, Tennessee, Collierville, Tennessee is like, I mean, it's like the outskirts of Memphis. And it is like 20 minutes, but it's a predominantly Caucasian area. Uh, a little bit of both, Caucasian, Indian, and it is more so Caucasian now. Caucasian. I hope I'm saying that right. That right. And in that neighborhood, it's usually very, very expensive houses and homes in that area. Even their apartments are very expensive, and it's not a lot of them. So my mom calls me today, like I live in Memphis, to tell me, hey, the Kroger in Memphis, Collierville, it was a shooting. So 13 people were injured, and I think one person was killed, and then the gunman killed himself. So, but yeah, back on subject. So I got that today. I was like, man, today is really interesting. So let's get started. So I want to start with the first thing I ran across, and I saw this on CNN. This one right here was a very interesting subject, and I'm gonna share my screen and then we can talk about it. Y'all, we're finna go back how we used to do. How we used to do. Y'all remember this? Um,
Gabby Petito, whose remains were the national focus on the story of Gabby Petito, whose remains were identified yesterday in Wyoming, has generated focus. The national focus.
Okay, Petito. I think. Yep. Thank you.
On the story of Gabby Petito, whose remains were identified yesterday in Wyoming, has generated a parallel conversation about how much attention is given to white women who go missing versus the amount of attention and resources given to cases involving women of color. According to the FBI, there were nearly 55,000 adults who went missing last year where the person was believed to be in danger or had gone missing involuntarily.
Hold on, let me get rid of these subtitles. I don't want subtitles. Now does it?
I think kidnapping. According to the FBI, there were nearly 55,000 adults who went missing last year where the person was believed to be in danger or had gone missing involuntarily. I think kidnapping. More than 15,000 were Black, while more than 34,000 were white, which includes Latinos, as the FBI doesn't have a separate category for them. So are these numbers reflected in all the coverage or national attention? Joining us now, journalist and host of the podcast Run Tell This, Mara Schiavocampo. Mara, thanks so much for being here. Great to see you. Look, the Gabby Petito story is interesting and raises all kinds of questions, and there are things that need to be investigated and discovered there. This isn't saying that story is not important, but...
Yeah, well, thank you for starting that way, because that's important to note. This isn't saying that Gabby Petito is not important. What it is saying is that there's an overrepresentation in media when white women go missing, and an underrepresentation in media when Black, brown, and Indigenous women go missing. So, for example, Lacey Peterson, Natalie Holloway, Chandra Levy, these are all household names. We can all think of their faces when we say their names, but I'm willing to bet that no one watching or listening can name one single Black or brown woman who went missing who became a household name. And there are comparable examples of young, beautiful, middle-class women where every other factor is aligned with, say, Gabby Petito, but the only differentiator is race. So, for example, Nikki Fitz, 32-year-old mother in California, went missing in 2016. How many people know her name? Her 2-year-old daughter went missing with her. That child is still missing to this day. So we're talking about representation.
And this isn't just, you might look at media coverage, or a layperson might look at media coverage and say, okay, well, those are the stories that get blown up and that get covered. But what is the harm? What is the harm of it?
Yeah, so unlike with other stories that maybe are, over underrepresented, this actually has real life implications for women of color. Why? This makes them less safe, because predators know that if you want to get away with murder, you seek the victim that no one is going to look for. So this has very real implications for women who are walking around today. Also, when there's all this media attention, that puts pressure on law enforcement. That directs resources to these searches. It increases reward money. So these women are much more likely to be found because of the media attention.
It's really interesting you say that. Lala Santiago, who's down in Florida covering this for us, said that as far as she could tell, the FBI and law enforcement presence yesterday was greater than she had seen in the days before.
Yeah, media is very, very powerful. So when the light is shown on these women, and no one's saying they don't deserve it, but other women deserve it as well, when everybody knows their face, when everyone knows that the world is looking for them, it makes a real difference. And this is what we're seeing when the value system, society's larger value system of white women being valued heavily and women of color not being valued as much, comes through the media, because a lot of the decisions about what's being covered is made largely by newsrooms led by white men. And that's the core of the problem here, is that this reflects the value system.
It's, I think also separately from women of the George Floyd case and all of the resources that got mobilized outside of that department, but they wanted to make sure that they had their best shot at a top-notch prosecution. But look, this is something that we have seen before, right? This is actually a term that was that the late, great Gwen Ifill, who we miss very dearly, came up with. She talked about this at a Journalists of Color conference back in 2004. So let's listen to that.
I think at the time when 94 in Rwanda, we were looking at, Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding and Wayne Bobbitt. Everybody knows what happened to Bobbitt.
I call it the missing white woman syndrome. If there's a missing white woman, we're going to cover that every day.
It's true.
What's changed?
Yeah, nothing has changed since then. And, we miss Gwen Ifill because she was a truth teller. She told the truth. I have covered tons of crime, and I can spot a quote unquote perfect victim from a mile away. I could have told you that this Gabby Petito story was going to blow up because we all know who gets attention. We all know who gets coverage. That has to change. Imagine the men, women, and children in the community where Gabby Petito went missing, who know that for the last 10 years, more than 700 Indigenous people have gone missing and nobody has said a word. And one missing white woman turns up in their backyard and the world pays attention. That is insulting.
Can I ask you a question, though, just about part of this story, if it's something that benefits all women, which is this 911 call? We know the call was about Brian Laundrie allegedly hitting her. Then you look at the Moab police tape, right? And it looks like she's going to be the one who gets in trouble. I wonder what this says for all women, though, about and for policing when it comes to how they should be approaching these domestic violence incidents. And
y'all see how she shifted the conversation? See, this is my problem. The subject is dealing with how Black and brown people are not taken serious when we come up missing. But she shifted the conversation, and I get tired of that. If we're going to have a subject about policing women when they're in those type of situations or dealing with those situations, that needs to be another topic. The topic at hand in this conversation is about how Black and brown kids, or people in general, women mostly, come up missing and no one cares. And I'm tired of that. Nobody's saying that no one else is important, but the subject, let's stick to the subject point. The subject point is not about how police officers deal with domestic violence. The subject is dealing with how they ignore when our people come up missing, and they treat it in most cases like runaways. So I get tired of that. This isn't about that, and we have to learn how to say this isn't the time nor place for this. So I'm gonna finish that, but you notice how she shifted. This is not the conversation.
how perhaps they should be asking more questions.
Yeah, it is very important to have these conversations. And this is a sisterhood, right? The sisters support each other. But what a lot of folks are pointing out is that the rules don't apply equally. And that's what we all want. We want all women to be protected. We want all women to be searched for when they disappear.
We have to think about this as we cover this. Mara Schiavocampo, always lovely to have.
This is your chance. That's right, to support a great cause. I'm back with Amaze to announce your.
All right. Let me come out of this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna be right back. All right. Oh, I'm still frozen. Hold on. All right. Let me do this. Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all hear me? All right. Something going on my screen, but that's fine. We can keep it moving. Something is happening to my camera. Hold on, y'all. And you know what? I think I know what it is. Hold on. Bear with me. I don't know what is going on, but I think I know. All right. Can y'all hear me at least? Let me go back out one more time and I'm going to come back in. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm gonna have to use my other camera, which nope, I'm not cutting that one on. I can't believe my camera's not working. I'm so frustrated by this. For real. You know what? Hold on, let me try one more time. All right, we're gonna have to just go without it and go with it. Yeah, ask me if I'm frustrated by this right now. I am, but I'm gonna get back on subject. It's not about my camera, but I like for y'all to see me because it is so. I love the interaction. So we're gonna have to go with it until I figure out if I need to update the version that I have on my. Yep, it's got to be that. All right, so try one more time. Yep, it's got to be something with the camera. All right, let me try one more time, y'all. All right, we're gonna go without the camera. All right, we're finna go without the camera. I don't need it. Hold on, y'all. Try one more thing. Let me see. Yep, it's got to be the software. That's all right. I just need to do a software update. So let's keep going. We're gonna go, and I'm just not gonna be singing. So I know y'all. I know y'all just can't see my little face. That's all it is. That's all that is. Hold on, one more thing. Y'all know I'm a techie person, and if some yep, it's my camera. This wonderful camera. It doesn't want to act right. But I know what it is. I did an update and I probably need to update the software, which I'm gonna probably have to take off and reinstall, which is fine. So let's continue on. So y'all, but back to my point. Y'all notice um how it was not really necessarily a concern. And I don't want to say it wasn't a concern for us, but you just don't feel like we are their priority. Um, let me see. All right, yep, their camera is a little too grainy. Apple needs to do better with cameras. So I'm gonna show y'all another video while I try to fix this craziness. All right, so I'm gonna go to the next one. All right, can y'all see it?
So many families have tragically felt the pain of a child going missing like Carmen, and they often say the effort.
As Governor Terry McAuliffe.
So many families have tragically felt the pain of a child going missing like Carmen, and they often say the.
Okay. So now all of a sudden my videos are acting up. Makes you wonder, family. We're going to talk about it. And it's not going to stop me from talking about it. Because I'm wondering if it's now all of a sudden my camera. Okay, no, that's not the right camera. But all of a sudden my camera start acting up. And my camera ain't never acted up like this before. Have y'all ever seen my camera cut up like this? Yep. It's telling you something. But we're going to still have this conversation, saints. So, I'm going to take the camera off because it's too grainy. Yes. I ain't never had no problems. Let's try another video. Let's see. Maybe this one won't, since it's a CNN video. Let's see if this messes up.
24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of.
Y'all see something? Y'all see what's going on? Let me see. I ain't never had no problems. Let's see.
I'd been talking to my mom about the challenges she was facing, and
24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on.
You see, they don't want us to talk about this, family. I ain't never had this type of technical issues ever. Ever. I ain't never had this type. Stop sharing. Never have had this type of issues. Never. Ever. Something's going on. So we'll talk about it, family. So ultimately, what's going on is we yes, tag, I'm here tonight. I have never had issues. Ever had issues with sharing videos. Never had issues. But we're gonna talk about it tonight, saints. How about that? I'm finna try it again. We finna try this again. I mean, they literally, I can't play anything. Have never had that issue.
At Wegmans, we've made shopping easy. Use our Wegmans app or visit us at wegmans.com to shop.
I'd say the efforts to find them just have fallen short.
Oh, wow. I can't play no videos. Okay. So let me see how I'm going to do this. Okay, family. I'm finna come back in. I'm finna go back in and y'all stay right here. Because they're not even finna let me play videos. I have never been able to not play videos.
Scene, and police say that the vehicle appeared.
What is going on? It cannot be my Wi-Fi. Once they don't want us to talk about this, family. They don't want us to talk about this, family. I've never had this type of issue before. Ever had this type of issue. Playing the video. And the video is dealing with something that we need to discuss as a community. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let them cut up the way they're gonna cut up. And let me try one more thing.
Okay, let's talk about those changes, Chair.
Yep. This is them. Yep, they trying to stop me. So what we gonna do is we finna keep talking. So family, technically what's going on is now the media has made a point to be more concerned and well not concerned about our children. Um our children when our children come up missing, they are runaways. And and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And now all of a sudden I've never had issues with YouTube, y'all. Ever had issues with YouTube. Now all of a sudden I can't play any videos. That's brand new to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back in and go back in. Y'all stand back. All right, I'm back. My face is back. So let's see. Let's see. Let's try this again, family. Let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. Let me see.
Hi, everybody. I want to introduce you to Imperfect Foods. Let's see what they said.
Short.
We finna try this again. All right. Let's see.
Joining us tonight to talk about this is Rania Mancarios. She's the CEO of Crime Stoppers of Houston, and she's the host of the Balanced Voice podcast. Rania, I cannot tell you how many messages we've gotten agreeing with Carmen saying, if Jelani Day were only white, and it goes on and on. Is there a discrepancy in coverage given to Black and brown people who go missing?
There actually is, and research supports it. There is less media coverage and even social media viral coverage of youth and adults that go missing when people perceive racial bias. And that's really interesting because what we're saying is that, and it's horrific, but what that really says is that the fact that I'm a minority or a person of color made me make a decision, a bad decision that caused my ultimate, vanishing. And therefore you're paying the consequences for your decision. It's a horrific reality. It's ugly. It's awful. And we need to talk about it so we can correct it because it's absolutely a true statement and it shouldn't be made. I mean, research supports it and it's wrong.
I know you deal with this every day. I had never thought of that, to tell you the truth, but when it's maybe a white victim, they're seen as a victim. When they're not, that you look for what do they do wrong?
Yes, and it's unimaginable that this is how society thinks. But the good thing is when we highlight the flawed thinking and when organizations like ours fight for all victims, all missing youth, all missing adults, we push the needle, we push the conversation, and we try to fix it. And we understand, why do people relate to some missing people and they ignore others? Why is that the case? What conversations need to be had? And why do we change the discussion so that every missing person, including runaways that we often ignore, we ignore runaways. How do we start turning the lights on, speaking about that each case and doing what we can to find all, especially missing children? There's a lot of work we have yet to do.
When you look at the numbers, Rania, a disproportionate number of Black cases who go missing go unsolved. Hispanics, we don't really know because they're lumped in statistically with white cases. But again, Indigenous missing cases also less likely to be solved. Why?
I think it goes back to community interest. It takes the eyes of everyone when somebody is missing, law enforcement, of course, does their due diligence, and we hope that they do their due diligence. I mean, we've certainly seen that they've done that in Gabby's case, but ultimately it takes us, it takes me and you and everybody watching to be the eyes and ears to fill in the missing pieces. And when people don't feel connected to the story, they don't look. That's the alarm we're sounding. We've got to be connected. We've got to care. This is a human issue. We've got to care about one another. And it doesn't matter race, gender, orientation, religious, political affiliation. None of that should matter. We've got to care for each other and do what we can to help and find anyone that's missing.
Tell me more about the community aspect, because broadly speaking, it sounds like you're saying it's not that police are apathetic. There's also one other factor here oftentimes, like, do they get the cooperation and information they need, not from, the metropolitan area, but from the very community members who may know something but don't feel comfortable speaking?
Yeah, that's a huge one. And actually, that's what we specialize in, making sure that the community has an anonymous way of sharing information. And people say, be a good citizen. It doesn't need to be anonymous. Well, sometimes it does. There are people who fear retaliation. There are people who fear calling law enforcement, and we don't pass judgment. To us, we just want the critical information. No one ever knows.
So they made it seem as if, one, runaways, they keep pushing runaways. Two, they try to say people don't want to tell it, like they scared to say something, like something's going to happen to them. That's not the case. They need to call it what it is. Law enforcement does not, in some cases, and in some cities, in a lot of cases, because look at these numbers that we saw in the last video. Their media is not concerned when you see Black kids come up missing, when you see brown kids come up missing. I'm gonna just say indigenous people as well. Not no media attention. So I'm gonna show you a video and a little bit of this other young man that came up missing. And we'll discuss that as well.
That's who you are when you call a Crime Stoppers organization, because we want to solve the case. We want to help the victim. We want to do whatever we can to quickly, effectively help those in need. And that's oftentimes the missing piece in a lot of these cases.
As desperate families come to you and they say, what do I do now? I never thought I'd be here. Where do we find him? Where do we find her? What is your first piece of advice? How long should they wait before calling police?
Well, it depends where you are. Law enforcement might say, we wait 24 hours. Is there any indication that this is a runaway? If it's an adult, adults are free to go. They're free to be missing, which has always been so interesting. But
Wait, did you say 24 hours for a child, or is it child immediately, right? Under 18?
Yes, exactly. But a lot of times the notion is let's not panic just yet. Let's not panic just yet. Now, I'll tell you a huge piece that a lot of people don't think of. Have access to their social media accounts. I can't tell you how many parents say, well, no, that's private territory. We don't want passwords. We don't infringe on their private space. Baloney, infringe, because if somebody were to go.
Black parents don't even know how to spell the word infringe. Let's let that be known. Our mamas and ourselves, we don't care about, we know your password because you're going to forget it. I think I know every single password for my child. And the thing is, they say infringe like they don't want to infringe. That don't sound like a Black mama. Black mama, if I pay for the phone, that's my phone. If that's my line, that's my line. That means every password you have is my password. That don't even sound like us. Like, that don't sound like us. We don't care about infringing on nobody's, our children. You don't have privacy. We don't spell privacy with a parent. My stuff. That's our word. My stuff. That ain't just the privacy. I'm grown and I don't get privacy. So to say it like that, like I don't want to. That don't. How many Black mamas care about privacy? I'll wait. How many, family? All right. Okay. All right. Everybody got quiet. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? When she said that made me laugh. I was like, our parents never, and I don't. You better not shut a door in your house. Thank you. Don't lock that door. That door. What? Mom. Don't play. So they're right there when she said that. I was like,
missing, a lot of the biggest key pieces of information are going to be hidden within a cell phone or social media accounts. You cannot break into that. You can't get access to it without a password. So parents, make sure you have that.
Rania Mancarios, thank you for the work you do every single day. Thank you for being with us here on Newsy.
Thank you for having me.
now they try to make it seem like, they came up missing, they runaways, and that's not the case in some cases. I'm gonna show you this one case. This is the one I wanted to show, and it kept freezing up on me. So y'all pray that it does not freeze this time. Stop sharing. Let's see. Y'all ready? Hopefully.
Carl, say hi to Nina, our Schwab financial consultant.
I know how difficult these calls can be.
Not with Schwab. Nina made it easier to set up our financial plan.
Y'all get past this commercial. Get past this commercial. So I had it queued up.
24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of June 23rd leaving his work site in the desert of Buckeye, Arizona. Nearly a month later, Daniel's Jeep was found in a ravine approximately 4 miles from where he was last seen, and police say that the vehicle appeared to have rolled and landed on its side. Daniel's clothes, his cell phone, wallet, his keys, they were all found at the scene, and police say that foul play is not suspected, but Daniel's family says otherwise. Joining us now is his family. We have Daniel's father, David Robinson, and Daniel's brother, Roger Colley Robinson. I want to thank you both for coming on this morning to talk about Daniel. And I do just want to start first, David, and then Roger, if you can tell me a little bit about your baby brother. But David, tell me about your son.
Thank you for bringing us on, Brianna. Daniel, he's a very outspoken guy.
So they just did this
from his childhood. Daniel, he's always challenged everything. He recently challenged his siblings. He went out.
So this was done recently. And let me check something before I dig in. They said he went missing. His name is David Robinson, has been in Arizona for the last 3 months searching for his 3 months. He has been searching for David Robinson, has been searching for his son for the last 3 months, who was 24 years old, Daniel Robinson, who went missing after leaving a work site in the desert in his Jeep Renegade on June 23rd. June 23rd, family. What's today? What date is this? This article, this news report that we're looking at now was just done on the 23rd, which is what, today? But he's been missing since June. Since June. They said Robinson, who lives in South Carolina, hired an independent investigator and assembled a volunteer search team when he says he left the police. He felt the police weren't making progress in the investigation. He also says he failed to get the amount of media coverage he believed the case needed. The case was reported by the local media as early as July 9th. Y'all hear this? This is the article. This is the actual article I'm reading right now. I know I'm freezing, family. I know I'm freezing. Am I freezing? Okay, I'm not freezing. I thought I was freezing. But y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? This young man right here, he's just now getting, and you know why he's getting the coverage? Because Black folks are saying, wait, this lady right here, which doesn't mean that we don't care about people we don't want anybody dead, but wait, media, y'all ain't giving us the coverage. Our children are coming up missing just like theirs. Why is it that y'all got a whole search party? They done shut down. I think it's Florida done shut down. They trying to find her, trying to find the boyfriend. It's on CNN every 5 minutes. Why didn't he come on CNN? Why didn't he get the same coverage and the same energy? He's a geologist. He ain't some kid that's out here doing whatever. He's a geologist. and they couldn't find this young man. But they now want to do something about it because black people now are screaming, why is it she's getting attention, but our people aren't getting the attention? Help me understand this. Help me understand this. This young man has been missing since June, and now they want to cover it? Oh, wow. Family, I'm a little hot on this one because it shouldn't have took this long. It shouldn't have been September. It shouldn't have been September. This young man was a geologist. He had a career. He wasn't out here just living his life and doing whatever. He seems as if when I read this, that he was an upstanding young man. And now September 23rd, y'all want to give coverage because y'all know y'all dropped the ball on the Black community. Y'all know y'all dropped the ball. Correct. Y'all dropped the ball. Y'all weren't concerned about our children. Y'all didn't make media attention for our children. This man, I'm going to go back and read part of that article. It says, Robinson, who lives in South Carolina, had to hire an independent investigator and assemble a volunteer search team to help him find his son, which they have not found yet. He felt that the police weren't making the progress in the investigation. He also says he failed to get the amount of media coverage he believed the case needed. Let me finish the video, y'all.
Outdo them academically. Everybody knows that Daniel been born without a right hand. He never let that stop him. He done everything from learning how to play a French horn. He learned how to play the trombone. When he got into college, he sought out to be a geologist, and he pursued his dreams, and he accomplished those goals. Graduated with honors. He also is a friendly guy. He always have friends. The College of Charleston down there, I've seen so many of his friends that love him. Daniel's a guy that loves to travel. He spent times with his friend on traveling. He's loved nature. He liked to do hiking. Once he got out here to Phoenix, he liked to hike. He liked to travel, like I say, see nature. And he loved his career as a geologist. He liked to collect his rocks. He has a rock collection. But most of all about Daniel, he's a person that like to bring people together. And even in this moment when he's not here with us, he's bringing everyone together right now. So that's the type of person that Daniel is.
I will tell you, I have been reading about your son, and I have been so impressed by him and what a special person he clearly is. Your baby brother, Roger.
Yes.
And I just wonder, right now authorities are saying that there is no foul play suspected. That's not what your family thinks. Tell us about this.
Well,
Pause.
there's
the Jeep was found upside down on the side of a mountain. Everything was intact. I think they said clothes was in the truck, but no him. So what did he do? Just walk off? This one right here. This one right here. I mean, I'm not surprised. For those who say, "Yeah, I know you're not." No, I'm not surprised, but we still got to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm not shocked, nor am I just surprised that they don't care nothing about us when we come up missing. Let's let that be known. Sister E already knows they don't care, but we still got to talk about it. We can't just say, well, they don't care. We're going to move on. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Keys, everything in the car. But
too many things that's going on with this case. From the beginning, as from a family standpoint, Daniel, he would never do anything, outside of telling his family. The first indication that I thought that was very strange with Daniel is, after 6 hours not hearing from him at all, he either called his siblings, his mom, or myself. He let somebody know where you're going. But once Daniel became missing, and we realized that, I think the quick action wasn't there quick enough, first of all. But then when, that caused me to have to do my own searching and things like that. But once his vehicle was found and the way it was found, it just didn't look right. It didn't sit right with me. That's why I ended up getting my own private investigator.
Foul play.
And from that point, everything that was found from that point indicates that, we need to look a little farther than just saying he's just missing.
Roger, the Buckeye police say that the case remains open and active. They say currently we are consulting outside experts for enhanced analysis of the data from Daniel's vehicle. We are also asking anyone with information to please contact investigators. What do you think, Roger, about what police are doing and where this investigation into your brother's disappearance, where it stands?
From what I'm getting from this, I feel that they're trying to do what's right at this point, but I feel that it's a little too late. Like my father said, had they been quick about it in the beginning, we wouldn't be here 3 months later, still searching for my brother and still looking for answers. I think my sister that lives in Arizona and my father did a lot in the beginning, trying to push and get things moving, pleading with the police, begging for them, hey, can you help us get a search? Can we do an air search? Can we get something? And I just think the lack of action initially is what's leading us here. And now they're having to backtrack and try to bring in outside sources to help search for my brother.
And good evening, I'm Erin Burnett. All
right, talking about the Tennessee shooting. Family. These are our babies. These are our babies. But they don't care. I mean, we know they don't care. We know they don't care. At all. The crazy thing is, again, let's go back to this young man, Daniel Robinson, geologist. Check. Leaving work. Check. Upstanding kid. Check. Black. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. I'm gonna be honest. Because again, if he looked differently, it would have been on CNN every 5 minutes. Think about it, think about that, family. Just think about it. Just think about it. This is why it almost like words can't explain right now. I'm a little mad right now because they done waited 3 months and now they need out. You know why they need outside sources? Because possibly the case is cold right now because they waited so long. When you're dealing with cases like that, you have to deal with the evidence right then. The longer you wait, the colder the case gets. The colder the case gets. They don't think any foul play. The dude's clothes, keys, wallet, everything in the car. The car flipped over on the side of the road. But it's not foul play. That's so amazing to me. How? This is not foul play. This is not foul play. What else is it then? He just flipped his car over and he walked off without no clothes on. When I heard about this one, and I saw that the father had to go and hire his own private investigator. Own private investigator. But Gabby gets all the coverage. And I'm not saying that her life wasn't important. Let's talk about our children. I'm tired of saying all lives because all lives really don't matter to them. Because our children's lives don't matter. Because if anything, they'll start digging into his past to see, let's see if he had a shady past, so they can cover their own tracks. No, this young man is upstanding in what I see. He walked away. What are you telling me? There's a man walking around. This ain't foul play. He walking around with no clothes. Does he? They said he didn't have no clothes on, or they took it. The clothes was in the car. So I hope it wasn't the clothes on his back. But you don't think that this is not foul play? I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna put the link in here, and I'm gonna let everybody. Anybody has anything they want to say and share. Y'all. Yeah, this is interesting right here. I just threw the link in. Anybody who got anything to say, they're more than welcome to come in here. Whoa, somebody said when you're black, you do it to yourself. Oh, we got these types in here. Come on. I'm not scared of trolls. That's one thing I am. I'm not scared of trolls. So you slip up here if you want to. Definitely not the one. Definitely not the one. Definitely. But like I said, I knew you was coming up here. What's going on, Aerospike?
How you doing, sister? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome.
Whew, yeah, we got to talk about this because I've said I have seen this type of attitude with the media, sadly, some of our people over the years. I was thinking about back to that case back in, I want to say it was 2005. What was this girl? She was in supposed to be in Bermuda or one of those islands, and they're shot for months. Her story dominated television. We have young girls. I remember in Chicago, there are these two young sisters who disappeared over 10 years ago. Nobody talking about them. They have not been found. But they have all these other people, again, if they blonde haired, I'm just be honest, they're blonde haired and blue eyed, they consider them more valuable, and so they're gonna naturally lift them up. So we must find them. But if it's our children, well, they might have run away with their friends, and they would just simply downplay everything with us because again, they don't see us as fully human beings. They do not value us.
Yep.
And that's why, like I said, my attitude, towards the other community was really open and friendly. But now my mentality is changed. It was like, I don't trust you. I can't trust you. I don't know where your mind is at. So I'm just gonna be a little bit of an arm's distance, basically kind of arm's length away from me. We're not gonna be hugged up, buddy, because if their mentality, and again, we don't know what the mindset of some of those folks are. But back to this, yeah, we really can't depend on this system to find our children. We really can't. There's absolutely, the system is not designed for us or to care about us. We have to do our own thing and say again of keeping track of our children. Like you said, privacy. That's funny. Yeah. I don't know any black parent who go like, well, I gotta respect their privacy. I be doggone until they pay bills in this house. There ain't no privacy. I said, our son, has an account that we manage. He don't manage that. We manage that. We know what he does. So it said there is no privacy. So that whole mentality of we gotta let them, kids be kids. No, that's y'all, and that's why your kids be cursing you out in the store, call you all kinds of names. I wish I would try to open my mouth like that to my mama back in the day. She was 5 foot nothing. And I was taller than her, and I was scared.
Yep, be scared of short mothers.
Oh,
I'm a short
exactly.
mother. I'm a short mother. Be very afraid. We will
Yeah,
climb on a chair and knock you out. Or
exactly.
climb off the chair and then be like, I love you though.
And that's very true. That's very true. So yes, sister, I'm like I said, glad that you brought this subject up because again, I know a lot of us don't want to, again, we don't want to admit, like I said,
Yep.
like it was brother Eric said, it said, how come we don't want to talk about that these people hate us? It says because sadly we're still trapped in their system, and a lot of people are afraid. Like we speak out like this at work, what's going to happen? We know we getting that call into the office.
Mm-hmm.
We know we getting that HR call coming. They being angry and a little bit disruptive because they don't want to hear the truth about themselves. They don't want that, but we got to speak the truth about them.
Yep.
Again, not in hate. So it had nothing to do with hate. So let's make it be known. It has to do with truth, not hate.
And that's it. And that's why we got to teach our kids just basic things. I mean, it's not 100%, but at least let's get them at 90%. Don't go
Yeah,
anywhere by yourself at night first. Once you in your dorm room, your bedroom, your anything in your house, make it your business to stay in your dorm room. Um don't if you want to go somewhere and you in a Uber, and I told my daughter just get recently because she went to a party and I was mad at her because she went by herself. I said, but let's
hmm
do this. While you in that Uber, call me and send me your tracking location, everything.
yes,
And she'll call me. We sat in the car. In fact, I was doing it live and I was talking to her. And I got off and I think I let y'all talk because I was watching her as she was getting where she needed to get to. Once she got in her dorm, okay, good, bye. It's
right,
so you can't be always right under them, but you got to teach them the basic things. Don't go nowhere by yourself. If it's
It-
night and you're by yourself, get it tomorrow.
absolutely. And this is the one thing. It said this is what I learned myself. What I teach. Teach my son. And obviously a wife knows. I teach situational awareness when we go out. When I go out, I said the headphones I use, I have air shocks, they're basically a bone clicker, so my ears are still open. I can hear what's around me. When I walk, if I have to walk at night, I know how to stay in the light and not look at the shadows. I see what's there because okay, quick lesson. When you know your environment, you can see where the lights are at, and the lights will cast shadows on something. You study those shadows because the geometry is not going to change because the light's not going to change. If that shadow looks different, there's something there. So you need just to be aware of those things. Like I said, I'm a huge proponent of women, our people, learning self defense. And if you, like I said, and if you are, you know, and legally carry a firearm if you can, if you can,
Mhm.
and then again, be aware, especially our women. I love to see when a woman can actually, defend herself. Some fool want to try to come up behind her and she handle them.
Yep.
I'm a huge, huge proponent of that. But again, for us, it's situational awareness. And given what we're seeing right now, we have to be even more aware. And like some people saying, yeah, I think some of our people have been snatched, for organ snatching. That's true. That
Yep.
that has happened. So said again, you see a van, walking around or following you. Yeah, you because the way you find out they're following you, change angles. They're coming one way, go perpendicular. If that thing changes, it goes after you. You know they watching.
Yep. Yep. And that's it. And that's key. So, anybody got anything, they welcome to come up. I dropped the link. It's in the you can pin it. I mean, it's pinned, so you can hop in here if you want to, if you have something to say. But because I don't want to keep everybody long, I wanted to jump in here and talk about this one subject because I wanted to do something on news because I'm trying to get back into the swing of it. But also this one right here, kind of was close to my heart.
Hmm.
Because our babies are important to us. That's key. They're important to us, but they're not important to them.
Right.
Not important to them. Um, I was actually thinking about, doing. I was thinking about buying a van and doing like van life. And when I saw that, I said, even though she was with her boyfriend, which the Gabby girls, they found her body, but I don't think they found the boyfriend yet. You have to be careful, but you know us. Some of us, rather, we got something in our purse, guns ablazing. That's one thing I will say.
Right.
You ain't gonna catch us without one on us. So it's getting like that now.
Right. Another thing is, for people to be aware, again, of their friend, of their kids' friends, because a lot of traffickers will
Yeah,
use other children that they have, what they've captured, to catch other kids.
correct.
Because they'll get themselves say, "Hey, let's go on to this party over here. Man, I'm gonna make sure this person, man, look, you like these clothes, right? I got it from this over here. He could hook you up too."
Yep. Yep.
And the kids be like, hey, yeah, that sounds cool, and it's a trap.
Correct. Correct. So I think what we have to be as a people, we got to be able to do what we need to do, and also unify when we need to unify. We got
Right.
to realize that this system doesn't care about us. So when our kids come up missing, that's why we have to do things like, if you can't get out and help them search, post it on your Facebook page. Do a live about it. We got to use our network to be able to let people know. We don't have as big of a network as the news stations, but we have enough of it to be able to get the information out. If it means that we start sending out flyers, and before we do a show, bam, this kid is missing in whatever city, but we have to do it because they're not going to do it for us.
Right.
We can't depend on a system that don't even care, probably trafficking us as well, because trafficking has not stopped. Organ trafficking has not stopped, and we got to be real with it. Just like that young man, they found his body wrapped up, I think, in a blanket or something in the gym when he was in high school.
Yes, he was upside down. Yeah.
Yes, and when they opened his body, it was newspaper in it. Do
Right.
you know they still haven't dealt with that situation?
Right. Because I'm understanding, one of the alleged suspects, um, his father was somewhere in law enforcement.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, they're gonna yeah, that's not gonna go nowhere as long as they have those ties there.
Yep. Let me see. Organ. I wanted to look up organ trafficking. I had something I was gonna show about. Um, I gotta find the article. I'm gonna probably do some. Here we go. I'll play this real quick, just to remind people what
Any
happened.
moment that can give you sweet, sweet, sweet relief is a moment to look forward to.
All right, come
Now
on,
get a
get past the McDonald's commercial.
Actually, I'd like to say some. A person like Xavier, I disagree with that. Say we don't care about us. We do care about us. Um, Unfortunately, said that's a narrative that gets pushed, by that other community, that we do not care about us. We actually do. It just doesn't get broadcast as much. So, like I say again, I just want to address to say that's not exactly a true statement. We do care about us.
Correct. So here we go.
It's the second time Jacqueline Johnson cried next to her son Kendrick's grave. The first time he was being lowered into the ground. This time he's being pulled out of it.
Did you ever expect you'd have to exhume his body?
No, I didn't expect to have to bury his body.
In June, Kendrick's body was sent to Florida. The Johnsons hired Dr. Bill Anderson to conduct an independent second autopsy. In that autopsy, Anderson told the Johnsons he found evidence that Kendrick died as the result of a blow to the neck and not accidental asphyxia, after slipping into a rolled gym mat at school, as investigators in Georgia had said. But what Dr. Anderson did not find shocked them.
When we got the body,
for the second autopsy. That organs, the heart, lungs, liver, etc., were not with the body.
The brain?
The brain, they were all absent.
Every organ from the top of Kendrick's head to his pelvis gone, and his family had no idea.
We have been let down again. And when we buried Kendrick, we thought we was burying Kendrick, not half of Kendrick.
I'm not sure at this point who did not return the organs to the body, but I know when we got the body, the organs were not there.
So CNN contacted the two entities that had custody of Kendrick's body and access to his organs: the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which conducted the first autopsy in January, and Harrington Funeral Home, which the Johnsons chose to embalm and prepare Kendrick's body for burial days later. A spokeswoman for the state tells CNN after its autopsy, the organs were placed in Johnson's body, the body was closed, then the body was released to the funeral home. State investigators say it's their normal practice, but what happened after his body arrived at the funeral home was anything but normal. What was in the place of the organs?
Newspaper.
Newspaper. Dr. Anderson showed me the pictures of Kendrick's body he'd taken during the second autopsy.
It's a Black Friday ad, JCPenney ad. Yes.
Stuffing the newspaper in like he was a garbage can inside his body. Unbelievable.
I'd imagine that that's a different kind of pain.
Yeah.
Why do you think that there would be newspaper stuffed in your child?
I never heard of that before. Never.
Neither had the founder of a National Embalming Academy contacted by CNN, who said it's not consistent with the standards of care in the industry. Nor had the president of the National Association of Medical Examiners, who told CNN he's never heard of this practice. Why would the funeral home discard his organs and stuff them with newspaper?
The question is, why did he tell us?
So what exactly did the Harrington Funeral Home do with Kendrick's organs? And why was he stuffed with old newspaper? We went to their office to find out, but their response to us? No comment. However, in a letter to the Johnsons' attorney, Harrington Funeral Home owner Antonio Harrington denies he received Kendrick's organs. He writes in part, his internal organs were destroyed through natural process and henceforth were discarded before the body was sent back to Valdosta. It's another disappointing answer for parents determined to know what happened to their son before and now after his death. And they admit they're struggling.
Unbearable, just about. Only thing that wakes you up in the morning is just to keep pushing.
Victor Blackwell joins us now. This is an unbelievable newspaper inside this young man's body. I understand there's an investigation into where Kendrick Johnson's organs went and why. What do we know about it?
Well, Anderson, we contacted the Georgia Secretary of State's office because they issued licenses to funeral homes. We wanted to check on the history of Harrington Funeral Home. And when we told them why we were calling, they decided that they too wanted to know where are Kendrick Johnson's organs, and they wanted to know more about this process, this practice of stuffing bodies with newspapers, something that they'd never heard of either.
How was the family's autopsy doctor able to determine the cause of death then?
Yeah, I asked him, if the organs aren't there, how can you determine how Kendrick died? Well, he says that essentially blunt force trauma was not in the organs. It was in the right side jaw, which was actually noted as bruised during the paramedics report on the day he was found. He dissected the jaw, which had not been dissected in the first autopsy, found bleeding under the skin. He dissected the left side as well, did not find the bleeding, and he concluded that that bruising indicated, also with the bleeding, that there was blunt force trauma, that Kendrick took that blow to the neck.
You know, Victor, one thing I hadn't noticed, and actually a viewer who works in gyms noticed and tweeted me about this the other day, was that it looks like all the mats are rolled really tightly, except for the one that Kendrick was found in. That seems to have had a large opening.
With our unique tub-over-tub installation in just a day, Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath, it fits your busy schedule.
Is that a commercial?
Why have over 2 million people welcomed Bathfitter into their homes? It just fits. Bathfitter. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
All right, so that was the end of that. So family goes back to where they don't care about us. They don't care about us, you know. Man.
I mean, I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine what those parents are, experiencing. I don't know. I forgot when this happened, but the fact that they had to exhume the body of their baby,
Yep.
have them do all this, desecrate them, and then to find, oh, I can't, I just can't. In fact, like I said, when somebody was talking about the person, the suspect, thought it was a federal agent. Yeah, this kid's, basically, as far as human justice is concerned, is protected, but not from y'all.
Yep. So, well, family, I'm getting ready to cut out because I'm getting sleepy. But I was gonna do something tomorrow, but Shonda at Large is doing something, so I'm gonna go and support her. So I'll probably do. I definitely have a show coming on Monday night. It's gonna be very interesting. I will have the Well, I'll go ahead and tell you. You all know Marvin Gaye was an Israelite. He came
Oh,
up in a he came up in a Pentecostal and apostolic Israelite community. They believed that they were Israelites, and I got in contact with and I gotta make sure his father knew him, and they all came up in that apostolic environment, but
mhm.
they believed in being Hebrew Israelites. So I have a interview with him on Monday, and it's going to be a very interesting conversation because I want to look at the there have been apostolic churches that believe that they are Israel, and I've heard about them, and a lot of them are in like New York. So this will be a very, very, very important, good topic. So Monday I will be doing this. And again, I think when I talked to him, he said his father will make sure. I think his father did the eulogy for Marvin Gaye. And I'll double check. So he will be on Monday night. He's an apostolic pastor now. Saints don't start acting crazy. He's some of us in here apostolic. Don't play. But he's an apostolic pastor. I'm just messing with him. Um, Out of New York. It will be at 8 o'clock Eastern. So I've already got him booked. He said he will be on, and it'll be a very interesting conversation. But again, I know he said his father, I want to say either his father or grandfather, or did I think he said they did like I said, Marvin Gaye's eulogy. And again, y'all don't forget that he is his father killed him. But he was or shot him. But I know he, like I said, Marvin Gaye came from a apostolic Hebrew Israelite congregation. Um yeah, he was. Now we know the whole deal with his father, but they did believe it.
Yeah, I remember when it happened. I was on my friend's house, and it came on the radio that Marvin Gaye was killed.
Um but yeah, this is gonna be a very, very interesting conversation. It'll be Monday. I tell y'all, a lot of good guests coming. I'll tell y'all as I go. Um, I'm not gonna say who, but I got another great guest coming. I've really, really, really been working on getting guests. But yeah, his father. Yeah, I know about his father, but I'm still gonna talk about, like I said, the his again. Hey, Ivan. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, his father. To get this man, like I said, his name I'll post it and I'll let y'all see his name. But he is an apostolic pastor. I kind of met him through Only Love. I met him through Only Love. So and within Clubhouse, and very nice man. And I've been trying to get him on for a minute, and I finally was able to get him. So it'll be, like I said, Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And it'll be an interesting conversation. I was going to talk about tongues, but I'm gonna have a deeper conversation talking about the apostolic move within the Israelite community, because it's something we can't ignore. It is what it is. And we're not gonna put a muzzle over it. We're gonna go with it, and we're gonna work with them because again, I love when Blacktastic says this, and Blacktastic says this a lot. The Nazarites were apostolic individuals, spoke in tongues, was filled with the Holy Spirit. And when he told me, and I read and I came up on that information, I said, wow, believers. So it'll be an interesting conversation. So any closing remarks before we close out? Because that's another thing I want to do tonight is get prepared for Monday. So, but I still wanted to kind of talk to the family before, because I didn't want to go a long span without talking to the family. But it will be Monday. And I may have a couple of other people up here. I was trying to get Only Love up here, but I don't think she'll be able to do it. And maybe another conversation we have. But yeah, I told you I was gonna let y'all see the other side of the world. And
Yeah.
It's a whole nother group of individuals that I'm getting ready to see, let everybody see. So, or meet. So fam, do you have anything to say before we close, Aerofight?
No, but no, just other than no, thank you for bringing this out, talking about this, because I was thinking about this today, talking with the wife about all this, turning on the jab channel, as I call it, and just seeing this story over and over and over and nonstop, while we know that our children, mothers, aunts, and uncles go missing, and it's not a peep.
Yep. So, all right, family. Well, y'all have an amazing evening. I'm gonna sit down tonight and get started on the content for Monday, because I want Monday to be good. I'm probably gonna sit and stare at the television, but I really, really want to do the work for Monday. Did I stay focused for Monday and plus be ready for work tomorrow? But really, I want to get prepared for Monday. So
All right,
I'm
then.
putting a reminder out. I'm actually gonna put a reminder out for Monday on. I want to say I'm hoping tomorrow night. I'm gonna try for tonight, but I want to make sure I get other people up here too as well. But like I said, all right, family. Thank y'all so much. If you love you too, my brother. Love you too. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all again for supporting me. Be ready for Monday. As y'all can see, I'm starting to get sleepy now. And keep me lifted. And also, y'all keep praying for Ruhama and Hadaya. Both of them are a little under the weather. They're fine though. You saw her in the chat. She said, "Hey everybody," but she's not been feeling her best. She's been sick for the past couple of days. So y'all keep her in your prayers, Ruhama and Hadaya. And I will see y'all on Monday. I might do something sometime this weekend just to get out here, but again, y'all have an amazing, amazing weekend and a wonderful Sabbath.
You too,
All
sis.
right. All right. Good night.
Good night.